I'm doing a cleaning and I'm going to talk. I don't really know where my talking is going to end up, but I'm going to start by talking about something that's on my mind right now. So today, Butterscotch here, that's little baby Butterscotch, went to the vet's because last night she was crying when she was peeing, and she was also having some blood in her pee. She was sitting in the corner all hunched up and her fur was puffed out. So they did an x-ray and it showed that she has 3 bladder stones. So we've dealt with bladder stones 2 other times here. First time was with Rugby. He came from a home where he was on a bad diet, so I'm not surprised he got bladder stones. Unfortunately, it was a really high calcium crap diet. Barnaby was my other pig that had bladder stones, and for him, when he first got them, the first time we did do a lot of changes to the diet, and he managed to go 2.5 years without getting another one, so it kind of was genetics with him. But we had the opportunity to really change the diet for him. And now for Butterscotch, like, I do the best that I absolutely can for their diet, for their pellets, filtered water, like everything's low calcium. And she has 3 bladder stones. Now the only good thing is they're hopefully a size that she can pass. They're about the same size as Barnaby's second round of stones, and he passed those. And it is a bit easier for girls to pass stones than boys. But man, does it make you feel kind of defeated when stuff like this happens. Like, it can be genetics for bladder stones, but it just sucks. Because, like, I try really hard to do everything that I can for these guys. And now she has to go through something that is painful. And there's always the risk that they could get blocked and that she'd need emergency surgery. So right now she's on antibiotics and pain medication. And hopefully she's going to be able to pass these 3 little stones safely. But even if she does pass them, since she got them in the first place, she could always get more again. So now it's a bit scary for that, because once we get through this round, what if more come? So I'm just feeling a bit sad about it. And then the other thing that was making me feel a bit defeated was, if you follow us, Barry had just gone through an abscess that she had on her neck, which abscess can happen for guinea pigs. Sometimes no reason. Could be a tooth problem. Could be from a bite or a hay poke. I suspect hers was a hay poke. But so she got the abscess, we got it cleaned, we got it drained. She had a really bad time with the antibiotics, basically going into stasis. Had to feed her and give her water around the clock, and gas drops and meds and more vet bills to get her back to being okay. And she's almost done her treatments. Like, she still has a couple more doses of antibiotics. So we just got through that. Well, we're not even totally through that, and then now here pops up another problem. So for Barry, we spent, now this isn't about money, but I am sharing what we spent because I think it's a good reality check for people. So Barry's first appointment to get her abscess clean, get her antibiotics and pain meds was, I think it was like $265. And then when we had to take her to the emergency vets because she wasn't doing okay, that was $300. And now Butterscotch, for her medication, her x-ray, she was almost, I don't know, was it $270 or something? I forget. So anyway, let's say we're about $850 in, $850 in, and Butterscotch might need more x-rays to check to see if they have gone. she could need an emergency surgery. Now for my pigs, I think everybody knows that I'm going to do what I can do for them. So if she needed a surgery, it is very expensive, but I would do it. If that was her only chance to have surgery to get them out, I would give her that chance. To me, when you take on pets, you're going to do what you can do for them, within reason, of course, and if it's in their best interest. But yeah, I'll do what I can do, but that adds up, people. And sometimes people think I'm a bit snotty or bossy or whatever you might think. Sometimes people will claim that I'm just trying to scare people into not getting guinea pigs, and that sometimes I make things not sound fun or sound too harsh. But this is the reality. The more pigs you have, the more problems you're going to come across. And you've got to be ready to do what you can for your pigs, because to me that's the right thing to do, to help them as best you can. So if people think I'm being over the top about stuff, like, it's just from experience, and it's just me being honest. Like, not everybody's gonna have money sitting around to help out their pet. So what I always recommend is getting a vet fund started. So what you can do is, off of every paycheck, set money aside into another account for vets. Because when things happen, it's obviously never planned, and you want to be prepared, because there's nothing worse than needing a vet but panicking about not having the money to go see one. When Rugby was my first pig that had a serious problem, which was bladder stone, and he needed surgery, I didn't have that money set aside. It took me like a week to kind of come up with how I was going to get that money, and that was precious time being wasted. So now what I do is, I said, put money aside each week into a separate account, and that is my vet fund. So when something happens, I can take them to the vet, and I don't have to worry about how am I going to pay for it. Now my vet fund's going to be running dry here in a bit from these two instances that just happened, the abscess, Barry being really sick, and then Butterscotch's bladder stones. So we'll be saving money like we usually do to get that fund back up. But yeah, that's just what I want to say. Like, crap happens, even to people like myself, who I think I try really hard to do everything to the best of my abilities, look after them as well as I can, give them everything that they need. Still stuff happens. And this happens too when you take in rescues. It can happen for any pigs, but when you're taking in rescues, you don't know their background, you don't know how they were bred or any of that stuff, so you gotta be ready for what happens. So Butterscotch is going to be on some pain meds and antibiotics for, I think it's 2 weeks for the antibiotics, and then the pain meds, we're just going to be kind of playing that by ear. Going to be seeing how she seems to do, and then I'm sure after a little bit I'll definitely have to get her another x-ray to make sure she doesn't have any stones left, because I don't want her to be on pain meds for longer than she needs to be. And Barry here, her last dose of antibiotics will be tomorrow morning, and we're going to be watching her to make sure that abscess doesn't come back on her neck. So that's a bit of a stressor, because that would suck if Barry's abscess comes back. But what can you do? You just kind of got to deal with things as they come. So yeah, that's kind of just my thoughts right now was just kind of sitting there today thinking like, man, I feel like I try really hard and sometimes just can't get a break with things. And then there's always some people who have a pig live till 8 years and they didn't have a proper diet, were in a small cage and all this other stuff, never saw a vet, and they were fine. And then mine, I try to give them everything that I can, and still, sometimes I cannot win. Okay, go ahead, guys. Go ahead, little stinkers. Here we go. So if you have any questions, you can leave comments below. I just felt like talking about that because this is something that just happened. Oops, I didn't bring up the matching liner. Oh well. Too distracted. Will you guys forgive me? I think so. There's pretty tropicals. Eh? Look how big Huckle's getting. It's not just a little tiny baby anymore. Let's get you some little cushions for your beds. Maybe? Hi, buddy. You're so cute. He's so cute. Hi, sweetie. He just talks all the time. Barry talks a lot, too. I love when you can hear them doing their little happy talks. Just checking things out. And the other night, they were snuggling together, which was the cutest thing I ever saw. None of my other pigs want to touch each other. Like, I've had pigs like be in the bed and one on the bed, but these two were snuggling. Look at you go. You're such a big boy now. He's such a happy boy too. You're so cute. Get your little Timothy tunnel here. You guys like that, don't you? Are you happy too, Barry? Are you a happy baby too? Yes. Little cutie. Let's move that stuff back a bit. Here we go. Okay, how to Kelvin, Mr. Stinkies. Oh, these bins are too full. It's gonna be a lot of laundry. How would there get to be so much laundry? Come over to the fresh stuff, please. Good boy. You know how it's done. Oh, hey. We don't go back into the stinky stuff. Come on. Oh, you little cheese dog. Go back. I was all impressed. Come on. You little bum. Aw. Are you being crazy? Okay. Oops. Here you go. Thank you. Look at you, cutie. Okay. Here you go, buddy. Give you guys a little bit.